Okay, we should be good. Okay, so hello everybody. Hi Kim, thanks so much for
Hi.
joining.
Good morning.
Kim or Kimberlee? Which do you like better?
Kimberlee. Kimberlee is great.
Thank you. All right, great. Everyone, thank you again for joining us for the GlassRoots WorkerSpace lecture series and interview series. I'm Ellen Brown, and we're so glad that we're able to be starting up some of our programming again at GlassRoots in Newark. There, I work in the classroom. You can find me upstairs teaching young adults and adults entrepreneurship and business skills. And just to give you some background, GlassRoots is a glass art studio in Newark, New Jersey that works to ignite and build the cultural and economic vitality of our community through the glass arts with a focus on youth and young adults. And while access to our studios is still pretty limited, each week we're bringing you activities via Facebook and Instagram and on our website. So please be sure to sign up for our email list to get our full week schedule ahead of time by sending your email address to info@glassroots.org, and then follow us on Facebook and on Instagram. We continue to acknowledge what's going on in our communities and in our country right now. And we recommit ourselves to making our art with and for our community in support of social justice, to hold programs that create economic opportunity, and to tell our students that they can be agents of change, to open their eyes to opportunities and to encourage them to rise up and truly embrace their potential. So today, I'm going to be interviewing Kimberlee Williams, who is the founder of FEMWORKS, right, which has been in existence since 2004, if I have that right, and also an essential part of the Newark Business Hub with a program she's going to tell us more about that she conceived together with Jeff Billingsley that I'm very excited to talk about. So let me give you a little introduction for you, Kim, and then Kimberlee, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so Kimberlee Williams is an entrepreneurial ecosystem builder, fostering economic and social resilience to overcome hurdles in generating thriving businesses. And importantly, she focuses on micro and small businesses. So many of us are micro who are listening to this interview, and we just really appreciate that. She seamlessly creates inclusive spaces that value, protect, and champion women, people of color, and LGBT-owned businesses. Her purpose-driven initiatives, which I just love the wording that you use, purpose-driven initiatives and capacity-building endeavors meticulously leverage resources for a larger scale impact, providing access to appropriate development, social networks, capital investments, real estate opportunities, and prime corporate contracts. She's the catalyst for advancing long-term strategies to sustain local, micro, and small enterprises with a mission of diminishing socioeconomic barriers by providing access to resources and capital. She propels the growth of sustainable entrepreneur development, and her work extends throughout New Jersey and national locales, including Havana, Cuba, with upcoming endeavors in South Africa and the Middle East. And that's quite a resume. I'm excited. And also, I lived in South Africa for many years, so it's very close to my heart. So if there's anything I can do to advance or help with what you're intending to do there, I would love to do that. So Kimberlee, welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the invitation. And I may take you up on your offer to collaborate. in endeavors in South Africa, because really that's what it takes. That's what it takes. And I really appreciate you introducing me with such detail. You know, it's always embarrassing to hear, well, at least for me, it's sometimes humbling to hear your own resume. And I do have a footnote to that, which is FEMWORKS, which has been around since 2004, doing the communications work that we specialize in, which is reaching multicultural audiences. That work actually was founded in collaboration. I was not just the founder, I was the co-founder, along with Tamara Fleming, who is a fantastic photographer and co-founder of People of Color Stock, POC Stock. So what is so important to understand is that all of what you've read could not have happened if it weren't for collaborations.
Yeah. Yes.
And innovations, you know, and fearless collaborations as well, you know, because we had to trust each other a lot to make new ecosystems, as you called them, happen in the city of Newark.
Well, we want to hear about that. I think fearlessness is a value that we don't talk enough about, because it's hard to take some steps. And you said you trusted each other, you took a risk together. That is not an easy thing to do. And
it is not.
And valuing the, you know, recognizing what it takes to do that and valuing that is really important. So I'm glad to be that you are giving voice to that, and it's something that's coming up even right at the beginning of our conversation. But maybe Kim, you can just tell us a little bit more about your journey and how you got to where you are now.
So yes, I mean, like so many of us entrepreneurs, we all start out as micro entrepreneurs, right? That is the entryway. And what I realized really early on, after, you know, having what I call a fabulous failure at my first attempt at entrepreneurship, what I realized
I love these terms.
Right away was that I did not know what I was doing. I had no idea, you know, and I tell people that, you know, my first foray into entrepreneurship was actually in 1998. And I had an office on Commerce Street in Newark that I paid $100 a month for.
Wow. Try
to get that now. That's not
on
happening.
Commerce Street? I don't think so.
On Commerce Street, right? And the lessons that I learned from that experience told me loud and clear, Kim, you don't know what you're doing. And that was valuable, because what it did, it forced me to recognize that I needed help. And that help started with education, and it also started with mentorship. So I was fortunate to make myself available to resources in the city of Newark, like the SBA, like Rutgers Small Business Development Center, like programs that Prudential had sponsored at that time, where I immersed myself in education about entrepreneurship, because like so many of us, I didn't have an example of how to get started. Right. I didn't have someone to talk to. I didn't have an example in my family of someone who owned a business or what have you. Right. So in many ways, I had to educate myself and know that it was going to take more than one course. Right, right. And I still take courses. I teach courses and I take courses.
And I am the same. I'm the same. You never stop learning.
You never stop learning. You never stop learning. So in that quest for learning, I was mentored formally by one of the icons, I think, in Newark's nonprofit arts sector. The late Kabu Okai Davies mentored me for 3 years and helped me to understand how to operate on a day-to-day basis a nonprofit, which is a business, basically, right? It's a business and it must be operated that way. So that gave me a confidence that I knew how to operate a business and what the fundamentals were. So after that experience, that is when me and Tamara Fleming founded FEMWORKS, or what became FEMWORKS, in my living room in Montclair. And 3 years later, we moved that business into Newark, New Jersey, into Lincoln Park. And it was because we had a spirit of social entrepreneurship, because we wanted our services to have an impact, not just to sell products or services for our clients, but we wanted our impact to have reverberations in the community where it would empower people. And so we were able to craft a niche for ourselves, which is still quite unique to this day. But along that journey, what we realized is that, being in Newark, there are services to support entrepreneurs. And I'd say that those services have been around for a while, but there were a lot of gaps. Let's call them that. There were a lot of gaps in the services that were being provided, namely those that would help entrepreneurs to collaborate, those services that would help entrepreneurs to reduce their operating costs through innovations, those services that would encourage consumers to buy local, and to encourage corporations to buy local. Those kinds of connective, if you will, services weren't present in Newark. That culture was not present in Newark. And so there were gaps, and I felt them immediately, because here I am in Newark, starting a new firm, and I'm looking for support that just wasn't there. So instead of complaining, which my complaints would have had some valid reasoning behind it, instead, Tamara Fleming and I and others, we became activists. We became business advocates, and we organized ourselves as entrepreneurs to form nonprofit organizations whose mission it is to solely support businesses like us.
So that would fill the gaps that you had experienced yourself.
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So you asked me in my journey, how did I get here? The journey was building a social enterprise called FEMWORKS Communications, also building a 501c3 called Forward Ever Sustainable Business Alliance, whose mission it is to create a buy local culture in Newark, so that people understand how important it is. And I think we appreciate it more now than ever, how important it is to support your mom and pop, your local micro business, your single person business. The second nonprofit that was formed, and again, this is about collaboration, right? Going back to how important it is to be fearless and to collaborate. A second collaboration was to form, amongst LGBT businesses, New Jersey's official LGBT Chamber of Commerce.
Okay.
And that Chamber of Commerce exists to support LGBT-owned businesses to get contracts with corporations. So there are programs where, it's almost like you have an avenue, a more direct avenue to do business with Fortune 500 companies, because you are certified LGBT-owned, much the same as women-owned businesses are certified and minority-owned businesses are certified. You can get LGBT certified through the Chamber of Commerce in New Jersey.
Wow.
So that put me on a very interesting path as both entrepreneur in my own right, but also ecosystem builder. Now I'm building resources or a network of resources to impact businesses that are like mine, but certainly so many other businesses, and that would ultimately have an impact on the economy.
Yeah, clearly you have so many businesses that begin growing and thriving in ways that they hadn't before, and connected to corporations or the mainstream,
Yes.
all of that can make a huge impact.
Yeah, I mean, it's all about supply chain, right? I know that you all have curriculum about commercial glass production, right? And so how do you, as a commercial glass producer, you as a single person, or maybe you now have extended yourself beyond a single person, but how do you get those contracts that when your glass is produced, there's a waiting customer for it already in advance, you know? And so that's the kind of business that we think women are ready for. We think LGBT businesses are ready for that, and just need an avenue on how to do that and how to make that sustainable for them.
Wow. And so do you offer classes and coaching and counseling, things like that through the, and is it through the hub or through FEMWORKS or both?
Well, thanks for making that distinction. Actually, the newest collaboration that I'm involved in is called the Newark Business Hub. And the Newark Business Hub is an accelerator program, but it's so multifaceted. It's designed to really be a 360-degree support for entrepreneurs that want to take their business to the next level. So it involves education delivered online. It involves coaching with a business coach and a financial coach.
Oh, wow.
And it involves being a part of a community of like-minded entrepreneurs that you can collaborate with and that you can, build your network.
Right.
So the Newark Business Hub is delivered in partnership with Rutgers Business School Center for Urban Entrepreneurship and Economic Development. And we currently have a group of entrepreneurs going through the Business Hub now. They began in April, and they'll be taking courses from April until December. So twice a month, they get together online as a group, and they're taught by a professional, negotiating skills, how to work virtually in teams, how to leverage social media marketing and other digital marketing platforms to grow your business, other right now skills that can be put into place in your business. We are rolling out even more courses online. So this is a great time for entrepreneurs that are either aspiring to be an entrepreneur or you already have a business and you want to scale it. This is a great time to get plugged in with the Newark Business Hub because the resources are real and we know it works. We've had graduates who are some of the movers and shakers, not only in Newark, but in Memphis and in international locales. So there's a group of entrepreneurs just waiting for you. If you're interested, there's a community waiting for you, and there is access to education and resources. And that's what we're all about with the Newark Business Hub, is providing, especially first generation entrepreneurs who are women, who are people of color, who are LGBT. If maybe you just lost your job and you're looking for a new opportunity and a new group of people to be influenced by, the Newark Business Hub is really a great and positive community that is based on collaboration.
Well, I want to come back to that in just a second because you said so many important things there. And I think that one of the things, you know, COVID has forced us all to reassess a lot of things,
Yes.
and reassessing in sort of a positive framework that's saying, you know, how will I emerge stronger on the other side of this, whatever
Yes.
that looks like. This could be part of that, what you're describing. The other thing, well, maybe I'll just ask it now because it is so on point to me, is that as individual entrepreneurs and as micro entrepreneurs, it's lonely. You know, it can
Yes.
be a very lonely experience, can be very rewarding, but at the same time, what you describe about a community, and I think of the energy that comes from being in a community of like-minded, positive thinking, risk-taking, you know, kind
Yes.
of people, and how powerful that could be for people. So how does it work? Do you apply for it, and does it start in April and then goes all the way to December, or is it going all the time? Are there things that people can plug into all the time?
These are great questions. So we're actually changing our business model because up to now it has been that there's one application to enter and then that group goes through the program together and graduates together, right?
Okay,
So
so
it's
as one cohort.
it was very much a cohort experience. Presently is a cohort. As I mentioned, there's a cohort gathered right now taking the program.
Mm-hmm.
What we are releasing very soon is asynchronous courses, meaning courses that you can take on your own.
Wow.
And still be a part of and have access to the larger community, but you can take them at your own pace. We're also going to be releasing webinars that will be, you know, synchronous, meaning there's a live instructor or what have you on a particular date and time. So we're releasing additional formats. So now is a good time to join our email list, to get in now while we are offering discounts and other promotional information. Now is a great time to sign up on our email list, which you can get to from the NewarkBusinessHub.com.
Okay, so you hear that, everybody? You can go to NewarkBusinessHub.com, and then it's a specific join that list, and you can begin to hear about all of these resources as they come, as you start releasing them.
Exactly. It's a great opportunity, and we're so very proud to be offering this new entry into even certificate programs. Imagine you can actually work with the Newark Business Hub, and we're developing and have a great new partnership with another part of Rutgers called the Rutgers Office of Continuing Professional Education, where we're able to offer now certificates. So you can get a Newark Business Hub Rutgers certificate in digital marketing, or get a Newark Business Hub Rutgers certificate in real estate purchasing. Or we're offering a variety of courses from professionals that the Newark Business Hub has cultivated, and we're offering these courses in partnership still with Rutgers. So what I'm announcing to you today, basically, is that the Newark Business Hub is expanding. We've expanded our partnership beyond Rutgers Center for Urban Entrepreneurship and Economic Development to now include Rutgers Office of Continuing Professional Education. That means that we will have a whole new variety of services to offer our community at a time when we need it most.
When we need it. And am I also hearing when you say certificates, these are like the industry recognized credentials that?
Industry recognized Rutgers University certificates.
This is
We
awesome.
are also, we're looking into also providing continuing education for lawyers and other professions that need to know the new trends in business. For instance, imagine if an attorney had access through the Newark Business Hub to learn about new ways to raise capital. There's new legislation that was enacted by Obama, but that is now fully operational. And these are areas of law that many attorneys are not abreast on, but they can learn about that through courses that the Newark Business Hub offers.
Oh my goodness. I am so excited, people. You're hearing about this now, maybe for the first or second, I mean, it sounds like it's very fresh. So that is, that's going to be an enormous resource. That's what.
Hey, we've been hard at work. We've been hard at work. And now is the time to be aggressive, because how many millions of people are unemployed? Yeah.
Yeah. And that they can avail themselves wherever they are.
Yes.
Wherever they are. No geographic limitations or anything.
Agreed.
This is exciting. Well, let me ask you one other question, just because I know it's something that's really on the mind of viewers, and I don't want to take up too much more of your time because you've been so generous already. But it has to do with creative businesses, particularly creatives. And I know that that you have a specific target for the creative entrepreneur. And one of the things that you raise on your website is disrupting gentrification. And artists and creatives, I think, walk a fine line sometimes in developing products, in making good business decisions, but then finding that they are concerned that maybe they're contributing to something that they're trying to prevent in terms of remaining strong and powerful in their business, and not being overrun by other businesses. I'm not asking this very well, I don't think, but but my the question is about gentrification disruption and what that really means in the context of the hub, and how that might be useful to our viewers.
And I'm glad you asked that question, because you're right on a few fronts. I mean, the Newark Business Hub is created by, meaning the founders, Jeff Billingsley and myself, we are creatives. We are creatives. And so the Newark Business Hub is designed to be a response to gentrification. To us, that means that businesses should benefit from the economic resurgence of cities like Newark all across the country. But how do we do that? We do that by participating in the economic resurgence, meaning we need to own the property that is now appreciating, right? We need to be the prime contracts awarded from the business community. That's how we keep operating. That's how we as small businesses hire local people and keep the economy going. So in other words, we need to evolve not that we're not evolving, but the economy needs to evolve so that we can participate in a more sophisticated way, so that we as entrepreneurs can grow. The environment would be suitable for us to grow from a gig economy, which we've mastered gig.
Yes.
We've mastered that.
Multi
right?
gig.
We've mastered gig. But now we need sustainable revenue sources, and sustainable revenue sources look like prime contracts. That's the language, right? So we need access to prime contracts, and that can be done by corporations and local governments and nonprofit organizations shifting their buying toward creatives in their own backyard, right? So shift your buying. Like, that literally means not buying from whoever. I mean, it's simple. Not buying from whomever, not bringing in that film crew from California, and rather hiring the film crew here in New Jersey and in Newark in particular.
Right, that's right here.
That's right here, right? So we just replace something in the supply chain with a local supply. The other way that we interrupt gentrification is by owning the buildings, owning the houses, owning things.
Owning, yes.
Owning, and so there are ways that we, I think, as creatives, need to put our money together and pursue strategies that are called community capital. And we also need to look into and become proficient at how do we have a cooperative. So building cooperative businesses. I mean, these are what's called business models that are more social, meaning it's not just about me, it's about we.
Right.
How do we work together? Because me by myself, I don't have enough. But we together, we can form a new business if we trust each other and we, go about it in a way that's full of integrity. We need to be thinking about that, because right now, everything is appreciating. So the more time that we are not doing this, the more it's appreciating, and we're not.
It's moving away from the ability to get a part or to get the ownership. Is that what you mean?
I don't know if it's not moving away from. It's just simply we're not able to cash in on that yet. Every day that we're not in it, we're not benefiting from it.
Yes.
What
I mean? Okay.
Every day that we're not in it, we're not making money off of it.
Yeah.
I don't think that it diminishes our ability to eventually organize, but all that time we didn't organize, that was time we didn't make money.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just time. It's time for us to evolve ourselves and demand that the environment evolve as well.
That's fabulous. Are there networks that are beginning to form that are doing that are a place where people of like minds can come, or that might even begin to assemble capital and things like that?
I think, again, that's why you want to stay plugged into the Newark Business Hub, because we are about interrupting the gentrification paradigm. And we are developing platforms specific to that. I've already mentioned education. We are also hosting conversations that will look like a conference called What Works in Business. So we'll be exploring these kind of new models that people have erected during COVID, or that were working pre-COVID, that should be explored greatly. So we're moving forward. So we are that conversation. Where should people plug into? They should plug into the Newark Business Hub, because we're creating that space that is about innovation in business. And not only that, we're collaborating with other people who are also advancing the conversation. So we're a good first stop.
That's great. That's great. Well, again, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I really appreciate you've shared so much, and I just, from fabulous failure all the way forward, because in entrepreneurship, I feel like you're going to be failing, and you have to learn from that, and because there's not really that much of a handbook, you know.
No, there really isn't.
So from that moment forward, this has been so great. Is there anything else you would like to add, or any advice or anything that's coming up you want to announce?
Wow. I would say connect to your community. That would be a piece of advice. Stay connected. I know that this is a time of isolation, but that means that connection is even that much more important.
Yeah.
You know, so stay connected. You can stay connected to me on Instagram. I am Kimberlee Williams, CO, on Instagram and Twitter.
Okay. And that's Kimberlee.
That's right. That's right. Kimberlee with 2 E's, Williams, CO, on Instagram and Twitter. And follow the Newark Business Hub on Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, because we are making some really, really interesting strides. One thing, or 2 things that I'll leave with you with is the Newark Business Hub has actually been contracted by a major beauty brand to develop a customized entrepreneurship program for that brand. And
wow.
the brand, yes. So an announcement will be coming out from that beauty brand very soon about the Newark Business Hub, and in our partnership with Rutgers Office of Continuing and Professional Education, we're developing a customized entrepreneurship program that will be branded by this beauty brand. So we're doing really innovative things as much as we can to reach as many people as we can with the resources that we have, because it's even more important now, as we keep saying.
Yeah, but in some ways you can't say it too many times, because it is.
Yeah, because it's still unfolding. We're still in it, you know, and so we know that our community, women, LGBT people, Black people, are disproportionately affected. So we need to be innovative. And this is one of the ways the Newark Business Hub is leading the conversation and collaborating outside the box to create resources. Yeah.
It's exciting.
Another announcement, well, kind of pre-announcement, it's not really an announcement, but we are developing a conference in the fall in partnership with iHeartMedia. It's called the What Works in Business Conference. It will be fully virtual, and it will gather leaders from across the nation who are doing innovative things in business, that are helping the recovery, that are helping fellow businesses to recover. And we're going to put it all on the table, because we have to have access to what is actually working. That's all we want to know, is what's working in business. And so that is coming soon.
That's great. And then, so if we're on the email list for the hub, we'll be able to find out about that as it unfolds.
More.
Great.
Yes.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Kimberlee. It's been fascinating, and I'm gonna sign up. Everybody, please go and put your name down on the list. And the thing is, too, like, we're right around the corner, and I didn't know about these things. So it really behooves everybody to get on the list and get the news
Yes.
as it comes. Okay, well, let me just wrap up. I want to read one more thing so that people realize that we're really glad and grateful that we can provide these virtual studios free of charge to our students and to the larger community. But if you're able to make a donation or a gift to support our ongoing operations, please feel free to do that online at glassroots.org/donate. We encourage you to visit our website to learn more about GlassRoots at home programs and those programs we're offering on site in the studios now and as we move toward our move in November. You can also purchase products made during these virtual programs. So Kimberlee, we've been demonstrating how to use different kinds of techniques to make some very cool items. And sometimes people even will come up with a design that our artist instructors will make. So all of that is for sale, and other beautiful art in our gift shop, online gift shop too. So thanks everyone for joining us. I'm sorry, Kimberlee, were you going to say something else?
No, thank you so much.
Yes.
This has been a great conversation.
Thank you. Thank you. And I look forward to seeing you actually face to face in the next time.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Thanks so much.
Welcome.
Take care, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.